Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Alex, and I'm here to bring you the latest Manchester United news and a bit of the fallout after Manchester United's 1-0 exit in the Carabao Cup last night to West Ham United after beating them this weekend. Guys, get your questions in. I'll be going through all the news, a lot of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's quotes from last night, a little bit of a look into some of the guys' performances. So, guys, let me know what you're thinking. But to start with, let's talk a little bit about the man who's taken a lot of flack from fans, from media and all sorts last night. And he is on the thumbnail, and that is Anthony Martial. He said, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was asked about him by Sky Sports last night, and he said, I don't think it's right to go into individual performances. Anthony was the same as the rest of the team. We lack some of that cutting edge. He knows what we want from him. If he keeps on working, he'll get his chances. He also goes on and says he'll bounce back. He has done in the past, and said that, he's been through worse than this. He's come through from injuries and all this kind of stuff. So again, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer backing Anthony Martial a little bit, not slating him in the media. Something that Ole's not done for any player, especially not individually. He did it slightly after the Everton performance in his first season. He said a couple of things about, some of these players won't be here next season. But he has never once individually picked out a player. He's not gone down the Jose Mourinho route where he actually goes in on a player and says stuff. He goes away and he talks about, look, Anthony Martial will come back. He will get his chances. Now, last night, I was there watching the game, and it really was a little bit poor from Anthony Martial. All the rumours in that day, you had the rumours of, £40 million bid coming in for Anthony Martial, United looking at potentially trying to offload him in January, and all these different things. And I think that you'd want, if someone's been rumoured to leave the club, if you're wanting something like that, if all those news have been breaking, if you've had someone like Cristiano Ronaldo come in and score so many goals straight away, if you've got the likes of Mason Greenwood, who scored 3 goals in his first few games this season, you've got your chance, you've got your start, you're playing in your favoured position, the position that you wanted, that you've got the shirt that you wanted. You want a bit more from Anthony Martial. Now, there's been comparisons all the way through with Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial, and that was a big thing for a long, long time, saying, Marcus Rashford, is he better than Martial? Martial, is he better than Marcus Rashford? But here's the one thing you need, the two things you probably need out of a striker. If you're not playing well, the first thing you need numbers. You need the likes of where Ronaldo, same way Cristiano Ronaldo has a poor game, doesn't touch the ball, but gets you a goal. Same way Marcus Rashford did last season. He admitted, all the fans admitted, he didn't have his better seasons. He scored 23. He got 23 goals and assists last season. He really performed. The other thing you get from the likes of Marcus Rashford, and you used to get from the likes of Carlos Tevez, and you've seen from Cavani when he's come in, is if you aren't getting the goals, if you aren't scoring, you need work rate. You need to be showing something. Even Jesse Lingard last night, you've seen it wasn't quite working, but he was constantly there. He was constantly wanting the ball, constantly showing for the ball. And sadly, Martial just didn't do that last night. Now, there's a lot of people in the comments, and I've seen on Twitter, get him out, he's done, he's finished, that's him over. And I definitely don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the person that's going to cut someone out of the team. I don't think, to be honest, we can afford to be just cutting people out of the team. Because, for as much as we've strengthened this summer, we can't just do that. We've got some very good players coming in. We've got the likes of Rashford and Cavani to come back into the team, but they're going to take a little bit of time to get going. You're going to need the likes of Martial, whether it just be off the bench, you're going to need him. But we need to see more from him. And I think everyone completely agrees with that. And talking about that, you had Dion Dublin speaking to the BBC last night on Match of the Day, talking about Anthony Martial, saying, we need to see more from Anthony Martial. We've said it many times before, but he's not helping his cause. I want to see him sweating and putting the ball in the back of the net. He has not done enough since being at Manchester United. You see flashes and you think it's the start, then he doesn't do anything. His body language is horrible to watch. He doesn't want to run around and work hard to be Manchester United's number 9. Now, saying that about Manchester United's number 9, I think you've seen a little bit of what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants. And I think sadly been upstaged by a couple of really good very, very good players. You've had the likes of Cavani and Ronaldo come in, 33 and 36 years old, and just forget the output they've done. Forget the amount of goals they've done. It's the work rate. You've seen Cavani busting a gut. You saw Ronaldo tracking back and doing things he wasn't doing in that West Ham game, the things you don't expect him to do. Look, You need to see more from Anthony Martial. Whether things work out or not, I don't know with him. I'd like to see him get back to that form, because when he is flying, it is amazing to watch. And there was some glimpses last night, and I say real glimpses last night, tiny little glimpses last night, of some real quality from Martial. You kind of see his touch, him diving into the box, but it just didn't happen enough. He didn't want it more. So, look, let's see what happens with Anthony Martial. We can't say that he's going. We can't say he needs to get out. But I do think that was a massive chance that he missed last night, because the likes of Ronaldo, you're not going to get in ahead of him with performances like that. The likes of Mason Greenwood came on last night and looked dangerous every time he got the ball. Every single time he got the ball, he looked dangerous. Even the likes of Jesse Lingard, getting the goals when he's come into these last few games, he's stepped up. You've got Cavani coming back in. You've got Rashford coming back in. It's not just that it's not going to be a case of we need to get rid of him. It's a case of he's going to really struggle to get back into this team when everyone's fully fit. Now, let's have a look at a few more of the fallout from last night's game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was talking after the game. He said, he's talking about the game. He said, lacking a goal, a slow start again, and that needs addressing. Absolutely, and that's something that United have struggled with over the last couple of seasons, where United have conceded first. Even on this amazing unbeaten run away from home, I think we've conceded first a ridiculous amount of times. And then he said they got a goal, and after that we play well for long periods. Gave it a go, and stats don't mean anything. When you have 27 shots, the boys have given it a go. He's right. It did look like we were giving it a go. It just didn't, it didn't look like it was cohesive, and West Ham was set up well and defended really well. He then goes on to talk about Mason Greenwood again. Mason Greenwood came on and had a good one, but sometimes the pressure does not come to anything. He was fresh and sharp, but it was a little too late. The last 6 or 7 minutes we were going gung-ho, and they could have scored a couple. Yeah, there was a lot of people saying, look at the defence at the back towards the end, but, we played Elanga at left-back. I think Tellez was always going to come off at some stage in that game, and we really went for it. They were bound to give up chances, bound to do that, but we were pushing, and it just really didn't happen. He also mentioned about we should have had a penalty against Jesse Lingard, and I kind of agree. I've not actually seen it back, but it did look live like it was a penalty. It looked like he got pulled down in the box, but maybe that just isn't going to be our thing. It's maybe just not going to happen for us this season, getting the rub of the green. But, that's it. Ollie then goes on to say, you want to go through, but it is a long season. We gave it a good go. You can't fault them for their attitude, and we have big games coming up. It's a long season. We have loads of games, and keep doing what we're doing, trying to get results. We were out of this cup, which is not great, but we're focused on Saturday. There's been a lot of talk after the fallout of that. Was this one of Ollie's big chances in terms of winning a trophy? And this has been the talk, and I've seen a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people talking about this, and Stephen Howson arguing with people on Twitter, surprisingly, about all this kind of stuff. And the one thing is, I think this has been kind of the thing that a lot of people have said, is that if we'd have won the Carabao Cup and then gone on to finish 6th in the league and been knocked out in the group stage of the Champions League, that wouldn't have saved Ollie's job. That isn't the most important thing. Now, I want to win the Carabao Cup. I want to win every single trophy we play in, whether that's the Europa League, the FA Cup, the Champions League. If we win one of them, then you won't play in the Charity Shield. You want to win every single trophy you play in. So we need that. But is last night going to define Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's career at Manchester United? I hope not. I hope that the Carabao Cup isn't the highlight of this season. I hope that isn't that. We want to get to finals. It's something we've been missing. We want trips to Wembley. We want all that again. It's something that Manchester United and this team have been missing. But do you know what? I don't think that's going to be the defining point of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's time at Manchester United. I'm hoping it's not the defining point of the season. We have got a lot more. He talked there about the league is the most important thing. And if we take out the 2 cup performances this season, we're doing all right so far. Unbeaten in the league, joint top of the league. Yes, we've got more difficult games coming up, but things are going all right in the league. If we can get a good win this weekend against Aston Villa, 16 points from a possible 18 is a really good start to the league. The cups don't become important until you start messing up there. I think the Champions League next week is going to be important for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It is a momentum thing in terms of all this. We can't keep having bad performances in the cups. We have to keep winning those games. Let's have a look now at some of your guys' comments and have a look what you guys are saying this morning. Let's have a quick look. A few people saying that Martial should go and he's stealing a living. A few people saying, look, I think he was poor last night. He wasn't the only thing that was poor last night. There was a lot of plays that didn't quite work out. But Anthony Martial really isn't doing well. He didn't do well last night, and like I said, forget the last night's performance, forget what it means for his future. He's going to really struggle to get back into this team with Ronaldo in the team, with Cavani coming back, with Marcus Rashford coming back, with Jadon Sancho. Look, don't think Jadon Sancho was fantastic last night. Don't think he was brilliant, but he's starting to show a bit of sharpness, show a bit of fitness, starting to get back into it. So I think you're going to struggle to get in ahead of him. You've seen Mason Greenwood, when he's played as a 9, score a lot of goals. So I think it is going to be really tough for Manchester United. Notorious saying here, you're all too soft. Martial's job is to create and score goals, and he's crap at it. He's not good enough and doesn't even put enough effort in. He has to be sold as soon as possible. Well, here's the first thing. Now you can do till January anyway. So there's no point thinking about getting sold, getting that. He's going to be in and around the squad. He's not going to get drops completely. He'll probably be on the bench, especially until the likes of Cavani and Rashford come back. So let's really need to not be talking about getting sold. There's nothing we can do right now. A few things. Ross Murphy talking about Telles. What did you guys make of Telles' performance last night? I think he looks a little bit soft at times. I think the first goal, him kind of getting turned, him and Sancho getting turned, really, really looked a little bit poor in that sense. So, look, I think he needs to step up. I think, it was his first game back as well. And West Ham are a decent team. Even their second team is a decent team. It wasn't a poor team from West Ham last night. So it's one of those, a tough game to get back for Telles. I think he was only ever going to do the 70, 80 minutes that he did. He never really looked the sharpest, and he had a tough night last night, Telles. Let's have a look what else we've got. Ollie's not managing the team properly and bought a right winger and using him right. I'm guessing you talk about Jadon Sancho, who played last night on the left-hand side. Look, Jadon Sancho played a lot of his career at Borussia Dortmund on the left. He does like to play on the right as well. He can do a bit of both. At this moment in time, it's probably the best way of fitting in to this team. You played last night. Juan Mata, not too sure that was the correct starting last night, but I think he did show glimpses of quality and showed a little bit of that. He did look a little bit laggy, so I kind of understand people's frustrations. But Jadon Sancho can play on the left and has looked sharp on the left-hand side. But that's the thing. We've got to have more on the left-hand side. Rashford getting back, you probably see more of Jadon Sancho on the right. And at this moment in time as well, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to start through the middle. He isn't going to start out wide. So if he starts through the middle, and at the moment, I don't think you can drop Mason Greenwood, who obviously fits better on the right-hand side. He's definitely not going to play on the left. He definitely doesn't have the experience to play on the left. So I think you're going to see more of Jadon Sancho on the left-hand side. Calm down a little bit, guys. It's not that bad. Right, guys, let's have a quick look at your comments. Do you think we still need a double pivot? Well, what did you guys make of Donny van der Beek playing last night? That's the other bit of a talking point. He got his start. He got his 90 minutes. Personally, for me, I don't think he showed enough defensively, especially the goal was... He was a major part in that goal being there, and he kind of, lost his man in that position. So defensively, I don't think he's quite right. Whether he starts with, Matic and Van der Beek, is that the right pairing? They played that a lot in pre-season. I think you'll probably see that a little bit more often in the Premier League, maybe more in the Champions League than anything else. Donny wasn't bad last night. There's a lot of people jumping on him saying he was great, a lot of people saying he was bad. I think he was bang average, but I think the whole team was bang average. I'm still not too sure about him. I still think that he wants to be a bit further forward. I still think he fits a bit further forward. I'm not sure he's got the defensive mindset to sit a little bit deeper. So I think we'll wait and see with Donny van der Beek. Again, a few good performances last night, but nothing amazing. Guys, that is going to be all from me this morning. Make sure you're liking this video and make sure you are getting your comments in. And also, we will have all sorts resting today. We've got Paddock Live later on tonight. And if you've not already checked out, make sure you go to paddockmerch.com. You get shirts like the Bruno one that I'm wearing right here. All sorts of good stuff. I'm sure there'll be a pop-up coming up here anytime soon. But if not, Manchester United merch, paddockmerch.com if you want to go and check that out. That is going to be all from me this morning. Make sure you're liking this video. Make sure you are subscribing to Stretford Paddock. I've been Alex, and I will see you in the next one. Laters.